Welcome to One Brain Ops. My name is Ryan Brewer, and I'm going to begin this with a story. About 2 years ago, I was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee with my friends Carl and Darian. We'd just been to Dollywood, and we found ourselves in a hotel pool hot tub, accompanied by a morbidly obese man from Ohio. We were discussing our day at Dollywood. You know, like, is Wild Eagle better than Thunderbird? Yeah. You know, is Whistle Punk Chaser better than Back at the Barnyard Hayride? No. Yeah. I knew that would get Carl. And this obese man commented that it sounded like we were, and I quote, rehearsing for a podcast. To that man, I now say, here we are. Introducing Contessa, it's Carl Holtz.
Hello.
Thunder Thighs, Darian Frawley.
That's me.
The obscure everyman, Aiden Kazan. I forgot how to ask you how to properly pronounce your last name.
You said it right. You got it.
All right.
All right.
She doesn't have a cool nickname, Olivia Holtz.
Damn it.
And he once tasted the rainbow and it tasted bad. Daniel Brewer.
Hi. Awesome.
Today we are playing a game called 4 of These People Are Lying, which is based on a game called 2 of These People Are Lying, except that we have 2 more people than they do. This is going to be insane. But basically the way that it works is we've each put the title of a Wikipedia article on a note card. We're going to take turns drawing them, and we only know the ones that we wrote down, and the person who picks one has to guess who's telling the truth, and the other people have to make something up off the top of their head.
Hey guys, Brian from the future here. Sorry to interrupt, but in the moment recording this first episode, I forgot to say something at this point that I think is pretty important, and I kind of sort of remembered to say it a little bit later, but I decided it was important enough that I should just cut that out and record it in post and put it here instead. So, what I did a poor job of mentioning is that this game that we're playing for These People Are Lying is based on a game invented by the Technical Difficulties, Tom Scott, Matt Gray, Gary Brannon, and Chris Joel, which they called 2 of These People Are Lying. They made several videos of themselves playing the game, which are on YouTube, so please look them up and watch them if you haven't already. They're great. I enjoy them immensely. I rewatch them a lot. And the 2 things that I keep coming back to are, 1, I wish they had made more, because they're so funny. And 2, it would be a lot of fun to play it with my friends, myself. And that's what we ended up doing. So, of course, we made a few changes to it to better suit us. Most obviously, we have more people. We played it with 6 instead of 4. But it's definitely their creation that we're basing this on. And just in case any of the Tech Diff guys do come across this at some point, I just want to make sure that in this first episode, I'm very clear that we were inspired by them. So, with that, take it away, me.
So, for the first round, I'm going to go first. So if you can hand me the pile of note cards, I will shuffle them here and select one. All right, and for the first round, we are talking about chameleon with a K. Chameleon. If you want to pass this around so everybody knows what it says.
Not even an H.
Okay. Chameleon. We're going to start with Carl. What is chameleon?
So it's actually an African word. It's pronounced chameleon. It's essentially yearly in about mid-June. One specific African village has like this migration almost of lions. And they just wreak havoc on livestock and population. And
all right, I'm writing down lion migration. That's good. I'll ask you follow-ups on that in a bit here. Daniel, what is chameleon?
Chameleon is a mass-produced sports car in Germany.
German sports car. All right. All right. Olivia, what is chameleon?
Chameleon is a companion from Doctor who happens to be a shape-shifting robot.
That is very plausible. All right, Aiden, what is chameleon?
Chameleon is a brand name climbing gear used to ascent.
Used to ascent?
It's like a belay device.
Okay.
To
So,
like, yeah.
okay, so climbing gear All right, that's good for now. And then Darian, finally, what is Chameleon?
Chameleon is the name of a secret DLC fighter in the game Mortal Kombat Armageddon for the PS2.
Mortal Kombat Armageddon secret DLC fighter?
For the PS2.
For the PS2.
Okay. Mortal Kombat PS2 secret
Fighter.
Fighter. All right.
I feel like you missed a word in there.
Maybe.
Did I?
It was Annihilation, wasn't it?
Ah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, right.
That's
down.
okay. I just needed a brief description. All right. I feel like I need to ask more about the fighter first. Darian, what is special about this character?
Chameleon is so in the game Mortal Kombat Annihilation. There is a secret character, or there's a couple actually. One of them is a sub boss named Motaro, who if you defeat in the single player game mode you receive. And for Chameleon, if you go onto a specific stage and do a specific input before you kill Scorpion, you unlock the character Chameleon, who is essentially just a female shapeshifter fighter.
Gotcha. Okay. So the problem here is I know nothing about Mortal Kombat. That all sounds plausible, but it could also be complete BS. And I just wouldn't know. So yeah, you picked the right person to throw a Mortal Kombat lie. That is in fact a lie. Okay, Aiden, can you tell me more about the climbing gear?
So it like connects to a rope. It's kind of on a track, and then you use it with just one hand to like go up only one direction. If you try like pulling down or like put your weight on it, it like kind of clamps onto the rope more. So
Okay.
it's just going straight up on a rope.
I see. So okay, that is incredibly boring, and that's why it's like convincing me that like this is just a really mundane thing that again I know nothing about rock climbing either. You guys are all like really okay. You two specifically, I know nothing about. I feel like Doctor Who companion though. I feel like I should have some knowledge here.
Yeah,
so,
you should.
I mean,
what
you
era
have
of the show is this?
So he traveled with the fifth Doctor, so the one who
Okay.
had celery.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't place the actor's name, but I know.
Peter Davidson.
Peter Davidson, thank you.
Yeah.
David Tennant's father-in-law.
Yeah. George
Um,
Tennant's dad.
Yes. Okay. So, original series Doctor Who, I haven't seen much, so again, this is plausible.
Right.
And he's, what did you say was special about this companion?
He's shape-shifting robot.
Okay, so Chameleon makes sense as
Right.
a name for it. Okay. These are all really good lies. At least two of these are really good lies so far. All right, Daniel, can you tell me more about the German sports car?
Yeah, so it actually shares several similarities with the American Mustang. What's interesting about it is that when the sunroof retracts, depending on what the weather is, it'll actually change like the color. Like if it's raining, it'll change it like a chameleon changes to blend in.
Oh, so like the tint or something changes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. So kind of like transitions lenses for your lenses.
Exactly.
Transitions sunroof. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna write down transitions sunroof. Okay. Okay. And finally, Carl, the lion migration. So they migrate to this.
So migration isn't.
Hang on. I want to tell you what I'm picturing is that all the lions from all around the area just descend on this town, eat everybody's sheep, and then leave. Is that basically accurate, or?
Pretty much.
That's horrific.
Migration wasn't the right word though. It's just that they don't go there often because of the human activity, and
Okay.
it's like
They leave the humans alone.
right the pride. This is like when their numbers are the highest when they have like
Pride.
young male cubs too before they get kicked out of the pride.
Yeah.
So that it's a more powerful raid almost. Raid Shadow Legends.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Happy Pride Month.
Oh gosh, if this were the technical difficulties, you would get mystery biscuits for that. Okay, so all 5 of these are somewhat plausible. I like all 5 of these stories, except Aiden's is super boring. But
I can make it more interesting. It's like patented inside.
Ooh.
Pretty fancy.
Is there a legal battle?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's not that interesting.
a legal battle would spice things up. But no. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, the way that I have to do this is process of elimination. I mean that's the only way, and I'm probably gonna be wrong here. Carl, did you say it was Kameleon? Was how it's pronounced? Okay, I feel like if this were a thing, I would have heard of it. Because
Would you
it
have?
sound okay? What part of Africa is this?
History.
Sub-Saharan.
See, my favorite region go-to for answers on the planet, Sub-Saharan Africa. I think I would have heard of this. I'm gonna rule out Carl for now. Daniel, I really like the transition sunroof, but I feel like that's just not a thing. I'm gonna throw that out. Livy, I feel like I would have heard of this companion, and I also feel like for the original series Doctor Who, this is a dumb reason for throwing this out, but the fact that Chameleon starts with a K, and I already know they have K9.
Do you
makes
actually think K9 was the only robot in the original series?
No, but I just think that they wouldn't have come up with a second robot character that also started with a K. I think that would have been... They would have given it a different name, and that's why I'm throwing that one out.
Okay.
That's completely... It could be completely wrong, but that's why I'm throwing that out. And then between you two... Alright, I'm gonna say, because all of these were really, like, kind of imaginative and creative, except for Aiden's. I feel like Aiden is the one telling the truth.
I can be more creative if you It's a really cool system.
It's too late. I've already decided you're telling the truth. Aiden, am I right?
No, you're not.
Damn it. Okay, so then Darian? Oh my god. Alright, so then of the 3 that I, like, crossed out already, Daniel?
No.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. No way.
Alright. Wow, I'm really... It's between Carl and Libby then. Either the lion migration or the Doctor Who companion. It cannot be the lion migration. Is it the companion?
Yes.
God damn it.
See, my thought as to why I was like, oh, I would have thrown that out was because of the chameleon circuit,
Right.
Well,
which is a shape-shifting robot.
I actually didn't even think of that.
It's alright, we're getting warmed up.
Yeah, okay, well, congratulations to Aiden on getting the point there.
Thank you.
Carl, you should take this other pen and a note card and just keep track of
What did you
points
do
for
with the
me.
notepad?
I have it, I've been writing on it.
Oh.
So
Just take a, well, I'll take
I can do it this way. It's fine.
Okay,
how many points to like win or whatever?
we don't
Just
know.
It's
until
just okay.
it's just until we're done.
All right,
Yeah.
so
Until
point
2:30,
to
cool.
Aiden for the first round. Not bad for your first round of this game. I mean, I knew going in that Aiden would be extremely good at this game. The obscure everyman. Like, he's living up to his moniker. So, Livy, why don't you get a new article, and then we will continue on with Aiden's turn.
Those of you who do play Mortal Kombat, I didn't lie about anything, by the way. It's just spelled, it is spelled with an H.
That's perfect. Thanks for that transition, Daniel. Now we're back with round 2. Aiden, it's your turn.
Okay, shuffling the cards. Okay, so the word is Ribavirin. Am I saying that right?
I
Everyone
will
can
find
look at
out.
it.
Okay,
You can pass it
everybody.
around.
Ribavirin, maybe? Okay. And for the
Sweet.
audience watching, I will put the word up on screen so that we
You're gonna
see
forget to do
everyone
that.
can see what it is.
Yeah.
No, I won't forget because I'm putting it in the audio
Yeah.
recording.
Oh,
it's
okay.
a little reminder.
In a DVD logo style.
Bouncing around the screen. Yeah.
Flashing rainbow.
Pride Month.
This is gonna come out in like October.
Okay, I'm gonna start with Darian on this one. What is Ribavirin?
Ribavirin is a broad-spectrum antibiotic medication.
Oh, that's so could be
You
true.
can write down, by the way, if you need to remember what
Okay.
people are doing. That's a good idea, because I totally would have forgotten everything if I hadn't with this many people.
Drugs. Cool. What is ribavirin?
Ribavirin is an antidepressant.
Oh, come on. This is unfair. More drugs. Cool. Awesome. Love this selection.
You're just gonna have a notepad of drugs.
All
It's not gonna be
drugs.
specifically what they're for. Tell me more about these drugs.
Okay. I'll put antidepressant because that might be helpful.
Yeah, maybe.
Possibly.
You might need some Ribavirin after this round.
Okay. What is ribavirin?
All right. Funny enough, it is a drug. It is.
This feels unfair. I'm just saying now.
It's commonly used to treat hepatitis C.
Hepatitis. Okay.
If one of them is telling the truth, this is like a brilliant strategy by them.
You will just never know which one it is.
This feels like a
this would be
punishment for getting the
terrible.
first round right. Okay. What is ribavirin? Please don't say it's a drug.
It's a topical steroid used to treat eczema.
Please don't follow the sheet. Be interested.
The hilarious thing about this,
No, don't do it.
You're gonna laugh. Wait for it.
the funny thing about this is it's actually a Swedish sitcom from the early 2000s.
Thank you. Swedish sitcom.
Da.
Okay. So, Darren, you just kind of said it was a drug. Can you?
Well, it is a broad spectrum antibiotic, more specifically. So, antibiotics in general kill bacteria.
Dr. Darren.
Broad spectrum antibiotics actually attack a wider variety of bacteria. So, if you have something such as UTIs or just like a normal common cold infection or something else that has to do with something where you would have to get tested to know the actual nomenclature of the bacteria itself and what it's from. Like for example, you have Streptococci bacillus, or you could have Streptococci ovis, depending on the shape and the type of bacteria. So the broad spectrum you use to basically the broad spectrum you use
I'll go to the
treat-
bathroom quick.
to-
I'll be back by the time he's done.
Don't get a UTI. But
Get
Take
some-
ribavirin.
you use this to treat the patient for their symptoms while you wait for the results to come back.
okay.
The funny thing is, my joke was just going to be, I'll show you my streptococci.
So when did this come out?
When did this come out?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an antibiotic.
Okay.
I mean, antibiotics were discovered in technically the 1800s from foxglove plants. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it
That's
was.
such a
Maybe we
generic
didn't
stuff,
evolve.
yeah. So this is the first antibiotic
No.
ever?
No, the
What's
first
the-
antibiotic ever was foxglove.
Oh.
Which was also
Is
used to
this-
treat
This was the
epilepsy.
second one.
Came out the next day. No, this
One
one.
and a half.
This I would imagine with all of the general names for medications, this is a brand name. This isn't a general name. The brand names for medications come out when pharmaceutical companies or pharmacists, I guess, decide to put a patent on a certain one and make it their own kind of medication to sell for a higher price.
Okay. Is there any antibiotic resistance? Like a certain...
Of course. Absolutely. But for broad spectrum as versus narrow spectrum, broad spectrum aren't meant to really destroy the bacteria as much as they are to treat your symptoms while you get your bacteria tested in a culture, and then it comes back and you can attack it with a more narrow spectrum.
Okay.
Ryan, which company do you work for?
I mean, that's very plausible.
Non-disclosed.
Okay. So, Carl, you said it's an antidepressant.
Yeah, it's most commonly used to treat anxiety. It's similar to like something I took. I don't remember.
Sertraline.
Yeah.
It's funny how I know what it is. You don't.
You've always been in control of my drugs, honey.
Do you have a decade that this came out?
It came out in the 2010s.
2010s. Okay.
It's fairly new and still somewhat experimental, but it is generally being prescribed.
So it's still under the patent. Do you know like what the average cost is for this? Okay.
I did not look at that part.
Gotcha.
Nor would I have remembered it if I had.
Well, this is like saying so much info without saying anything at all.
It's beautiful.
I mean, yep, still plausible, I guess. Okay. Anything specific about the hepatitis C drug?
So yes, obviously most commonly used to treat hepatitis C, but in some very extreme cases it can be used to treat headaches and migraines. What's interesting is it's very notable for its fast relief time, 5 to 10 minutes, rather than other drugs.
That's
But-
impressive.
Yeah.
Is it
Especially for hepatitis.
Yes.
You bought one of these.
It doesn't.
you had
That's not
these.
how it treats
God.
hepatitis C. That's not how it treats hepatitis C. It's for headaches. But yes, it's taken orally,
Okay.
and it should be taken every 5 to 10 hours.
See,
What?
If I were making up a lie about a drug here, I totally wouldn't have said orally, but you know, mine would have been a suppository.
Suppository. It's really uncomfortably large.
Also, it's a tablet, not a capsule.
Okay, what is the color of the tablet?
I don't know. There wasn't that information wasn't listed.
Okay. Is
No
there
pictures?
any identifiers? Like, is there a like number or like letters on the drug?
There are, but I don't remember.
Okay. Again, saying a ton of info without anything specific.
It said
also
24,
plausible,
and
I
then the
guess.
line, the break line, and then a C.
It'll be like the mellophone mouthpiece, the MLV4.
Okay, so topical steroids.
So
What is it?
came out in the 90s. If you have good insurance, it's about $70. Yeah, it smells like yeast.
What does it primarily treat? Or like, what is it for?
Eczema.
Like eczema? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I should have wrote that down. Yeah, I don't know. Sure, that also works. Okay, please tell me about this Swedish sitcom. This is actually interesting.
I would love to. Yeah, it sadly was very short-lived. It only ran from 2003 to 2005, 2 seasons across parts of those 3 years. It translates roughly as stepsisters, and the only other interesting detail in there was that the 2 main characters are both named Lisa, and they're
Interesting.
stepsisters and like in their late teens, and best friends, and they have stupid adventures. It sounded like to me as I was reading this. Maybe this reference will go over all of your heads, but it sounded like a really like feminine version of Drake and Josh. And yeah, that was that's pretty much all there was to it. Like I said, it was very short-lived, not very successful. It was in Swedish. I think it was dubbed in other languages, but never really had any international success.
Okay. All of these are good. I kind of just want the Swedish sitcom to win because that's all I need. But I'm not quite sure if that's it. Darian, I feel like you kind of went like nurse mode and just said the definition of antibiotics. So like, I'm just gonna cross that one out. That just sounded like I don't know what you learned. So
Sounds like he had a lecture recently. And just regurgitated all of his notes.
antidepressant. I feel like it is one of the drugs. It's just like they're all so similar that it's kind of impossible.
Topical steroids and antidepressants?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know in what universe
Practically
those
the
are
same
similar.
thing. Practically
They're all
the same
drugs.
thing.
I'm saying like
Then again,
They're all
Everyone
drugs
said-
that treat headaches, so.
Yeah.
everyone like said like bare minimum info, so I don't know. It was all the like
I give you a
Same one.
smell. Like, I don't know how much more specific
that's
you
true.
can get.
That's true. Would Wikipedia say the smell? Probably.
It's Wikipedia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the flavor of it? How does it taste?
What?
Oh, it's a
It's
topical.
topical.
How does it feel? Is it a cooling effect?
At least you didn't ask that question about the suppository.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, I would
Oh no. Okay. Carl, I feel like it might be the antidepressant.
Are you guessing?
I mean, yeah. I'm
No.
guessing on all of these.
It is not the antidepressant.
Dang. Okay. Well. Is it the Swedish sitcom?
No, it's a drug.
Is it the topical steroid?
No.
It works in 5 minutes? That feels really fast for an oral
my
supplement.
That's terrifying.
Daniel's was the
Don't
least
you-
plausible of all of them.
Yeah.
I
so
should
it's
not
like-
have picked this knowing Darian is like a med student. I should not have picked this. I
that
thought
kinda-
about that after I.
That kind of worked in your favor though,
It did.
because
It did.
he just went
Yeah, I had a
medicine.
I just brain dumped all over.
Okay, so if it works in 5 minutes, doesn't it like take half an hour for your like body to digest anything?
You're talking about Half-Life right now?
No, I'm saying like literally like getting to your stomach, right?
Daniel,
So
do you want to pull it up on your phone and read other details?
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
please. I'm
Okay.
interested in this.
Like, does it absorb through like your mouth itself?
No, it gets into your stomach and then it breaks down and it travels throughout your liver, and your liver is what metabolizes and spreads out the drug. And whatever the half-life
Yeah, I think
is.
we've all learned we should stay away from drug articles.
Yeah, let's
so it
make
says
a rule on
it says
drug
ribavirin
articles.
is taken orally or inhaled.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
it says it should not be used for Ebola infections. I thought about saying that, but it
can be-
seemed like
It can
really.
be used
Yeah.
for everything else.
It's your
It's also known
every
as-
drug.
It's also known as tribavirin.
Okay.
Is that just the binomial?
That is the generic name, I think.
So is it like if you inhale the drug, then it has that 5 minute like
I mean,
effect?
it
Inhaled,
Or
is,
it orally
inhaled
too?
is always faster than oral.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm just like surprised that orally it would be 5 minutes. That's the only thing that like that's why I didn't.
You said
pick
it's
that
a
one.
capsule though, right?
No, it's a tablet, not a
It's a
capsule.
tablet.
Yeah.
So you have to like snort it or?
No.
Grind it up.
I don't have 5 minutes. Ow!
Okay, let me print off a new article.
All
Let me
right,
go back.
Daniel,
up.
Daniel, get yourself a new article.
We're gonna do
Oh
this
my
one.
god, that was the most ridiculous round.
Yeah, that felt unfair.
Thanks again for that transition, Daniel. Now it's Darian's turn.
It's my turn. My turn.
Mine turn. Sorry, Darian. I know my record collection's a little meat and potatoes.
All right. I have dill burrito.
Dill burrito.
Maybe it's del burrito. I don't know.
Pass it around.
Here. No fondling, but you can.
No fondling.
Window shopping only. You break it, you buy it. Alright. Dill burrito. Okay. I'm gonna start at the A. Aiden,
Okay.
what is dill burrito?
Dill Burrito is based on the comic book or the comic Dilbert, made by Scott Adams, and he changed it into a vegan burrito, just branded Dilbert.
Wait, what?
Scott Adams created Dilbert. He also created a burrito and used Dilbert as like a branding, so it's a Dill Burrito.
Who even likes Dilbert?
It's not that bad. I mean,
It's not that good either.
Alright, I'm gonna move on. Ryan, what is dill burrito?
It's funny considering my last lie about the Swedish sitcom. This is very similar to that, but not quite.
finished.
A lot.
No. It's actually, okay, well, it's similar in that it's a TV show. It's actually a Mexican cartoon. They're targeted at, like, basically, like 7 to 10-year-old kids.
Why 7?
Yeah, Y7. Exactly. I think they have a similar rating system in Mexico, but yeah, it would be Y7 if it was in the US.
Okay. Livia, what is Dill Burrito?
It's an Italian dish, and it's basically fried tomatoes and a bunch of herbs, and it gets all smashed up, and it's drank.
So, Dill Burrito.
Exactly.
Okay. Daniel, what is Dill Burrito?
It's actually the 18th to 19th century word for desperado.
Why don't you come to your senses?
Okay.
How are you gonna shorthand desperado?
I don't know. I'd use my hieroglyphs. And Carl, what is Dill Burrito?
Throw a vulture. I don't know what this means.
What is Dill Burrito?
So Aiden was actually concerningly close.
Thank you.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
The phrase that's killing me is concerningly close.
Well, no, it's another drug.
What it is it's like, you know how in like Adventure Time they have like all their famous sandwiches.
Of course.
It's like that, but for the comic Dilbert.
What?
Famous.
You know what? It's not my turn. I'm not the one that.
I was gonna say.
Darian has
Okay.
to probe this.
Expand on the comic Dilbert.
Who?
You first.
What about it?
What is it?
Wait, do you not
Expand
know-
on it?
do
Do
you
you
not
not know
know
the
Dilbert?
comic
No.
Dilbert?
You've never read the
Oh,
funnies?
it's like
I'm not 70.
I mean, fair.
It
it's
takes place in an office.
Yeah.
Everybody hates their job. Dilbert is the main character.
yeah.
It's like Garfield, pretty
The
much.
Office.
It's just a really well-known comic.
It's Garfield for adults.
The boss is an idiot.
I like Garfield.
Well, yeah, but it's a children's.
Guys,
The old
oh,
Garfield.
Garfield.
Okay.
Yeah, it's disappointing. This apartment did not come fully furnished.
Okay.
Carl.
You're looking at my ideas, my cogs running right now.
What do the faces mean?
I can't say that yet.
How believable it is?
No, how it makes me feel.
Livy, he's really sad about yours.
Okay. Okay, I can definitely cross off Olivia's
You haven't even
and
asked anybody
Daniel.
to follow up.
I don't need follow.
He's got a system.
I will. I will, however, follow up with Ryan.
Okay. I'm a
Um,
contender.
So, Mexican TV Y7.
Yeah, so it's all the characters are talking animals. The main character is Dill Burrito. He's a talking horse.
Are all of his friends named Lisa?
No. No,
He
I'm
only
pretty
has
sure
two
there's
friends.
not a Lisa in this one. They all have, they all have Spanish-sounding names, obviously, being a Spanish language cartoon.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it looked like your basic kids show, talking animals. Again, not very exciting.
I bet I know.
I
how
bet
a
it would
show
have been
with
exciting if I was 7, though.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I still get excited by SpongeBob, so
Spanish version of Dora.
Spanish Dora.
Yeah.
Wow, what if
The people
Dora
that are
was
clamoring for it.
Hispanic?
Mexican Dora.
Yeah, what if Dora was actually Hispanic? That would be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think I've got it.
You're not gonna ask me any follow-up questions?
No.
I'm a little-
Nope. I think I've got it. Soon. Aiden. Aiden. So, what else do you know has Scott Adams written?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Just Dilbert.
Just Dilbert.
Ask
I
me
know
too.
a fact
One
about
hit
Scott
wonder.
Adams.
My answer is also nothing.
Ryan, what is a
He's
fact
a-
about Scott Adams?
Actually, I don't know if it's a fact. I know this. I don't remember all the details of it, but Carl probably knows this too because it was talked about on JRVP. That he's actually like now like super right wing and racist.
Okay.
And like Dilbert has become like a symbol of the alt right because of this.
Oh my.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, likes burritos.
It's so true. That is so true. Aiden, I think it was you.
You are correct.
Oh, nice job.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, he went to you first. And if it dawned to me, I totally would have made up exactly that.
That was the first thing that jumped into my head. I was like,
I'm like,
As-
oh, that's so like.
As
that could be
Darian
made
was
up.
writing that down, I like mouthed to everyone, he stole mine.
No, he did that in the 90s. And it was like he hated ready-made meals. They're how unhealthy they are.
Okay.
So he created a veggie burrito that you just microwave. It did not like sell well.
Wow.
But
That's incredible. So that's a point to Aiden and a point to Darian for guessing correctly.
All right.
Wow. Thanks for that transition, Daniel. It's now Carl's turn. Carl.
your word is Strandagaldur.
What?
What?
Strandagaldur.
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 It's not that far off. All right. Ryan, go for it.
Yeah, Strandagaldur is a dwarven king in the Lord of the Rings universe.
Okay. Libby?
It is an ancient. It's a word in the ancient language from the Aragon series. It means strangle them.
I like it. Get the Aragon book.
Yeah, you.
Daniel.
It's actually pronounced Strantakelter, and it. Okay, I'll start over. It's actually pronounced Strantakelter, and it is the Icelandic Museum for Witchcraft and Sorcery.
I like that. Yeah.
Nice.
Aiden.
Not Darian. Okay. It's a Swedish meat pastry.
Meat pastry?
Yes.
Like meat pie.
Fish specifically.
Oh.
Usually.
Fish pastry.
You're talking to a Swedish person about fish dishes?
Fishes.
Fish paste. That's a swear word in SpongeBob.
That is.
That's a thing I've eaten before, fish paste.
Just add an R and Y, and then boom.
Darian.
So it is essentially just a fable in the Netherlands of an old woman who comes in at nighttime and eats children's fingers.
Believable. To some.
Ryan, what was yours?
Dwarven king from Lord of the
Oh, yeah.
Rings.
Remind me.
Ancient language, Aragon strangled them.
Do you have
I'm
fish
not
pastry
gonna fact
down?
check.
I'm not even gonna write
I'm
that.
not gonna dignify that with a stroke of the pen.
I'm not gonna write that. If it's fish paste, I don't want it to be right. I've had fish paste too many times.
you haven't had it in the pastry form though. It's a delicacy.
Yeah, so is lutefisk. You ever had lutefisk?
I have it.
It's
It's
awful.
something.
It's awful.
It's an acquired taste.
No, it's just bad.
Oh.
Man.
Okay, Darian, tell me about your finger eater.
Well, it's not. She's not mine.
Missing pages from the glossary at the back, bud. It's missing the one that would contain Libby's answer.
Oh.
That is correct. I can't fact check it unless it's in Brazinger. Hang on.
Well, the
So-
the
No,
glossaries
because-
aren't the same in all of them. They don't
Yeah.
have.
Well, right, but like they're gonna have the old ones.
Yeah, but like when did Aragon start?
No,
like,
it's only the
killing?
ones that are used in the book. I very distinctly remember that from my reading. Anyway, Finger
Yes.
Eater.
So she's essentially just a witch that, in some messed up fable way, essentially, if the children of a household do not clean out the chimney before nightfall and they have to go to bed, she will climb down their dirty chimney, covered in soot, and chew off their fingers. as
Wow,
punishment.
like a vengeful Santa Claus.
Never endure Santa's wrath.
Daniel, is it the Witchcraft Museum?
You're just guessing?
I'm guessing.
Yes.
All right.
You're not gonna follow up with it?
I don't need to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like how you wanted to hear my story though before.
Yours I would have gone for if you hadn't said the kids needed to clean out the chimney.
Yeah. I mean, it is a thing though. That's actually a thing called Grelda in Sweden.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, she would eat the children though. She wouldn't chew off their fingers. She would just eat them. If they had dirty chimneys and she came down covered in soot, she would just eat the children and leave. It's really messed up.
Okay,
Common
so,
pastime in Sweden?
so wait, are you continuing to guess here?
No,
I got it
he
right.
got it.
You got it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he got it.
Yeah.
Daniel, do you have any other facts about it?
It's in the town of Halvik. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Holvik.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hulvik?
Here, let me pull up the article.
The town of Hulvik?
Okay, well, we'll reconvene in like 10 minutes when Daniel's like managed to undo another label.
The town of Hulvik.
The museum contains various permanent and special exhibitions on subjects such as Nabruk or necropants.
Necropants.
SpongeBob Necropants.
I gotta get me some necro pants.
I pulled mine. Jenner.
Jinner.
Jinner.
We'll pass that around.
Okay.
Okay.
Jinner.
Late for Jinner.
What happens when you don't come home for dinner?
You go to Jed.
You go to Jed with no Jude.
No Jill.
Oh, that's what that Beatles song's about.
Hey, Jenner. All right. We're gonna start with Carl.
So, Jinner is actually a little known part of the Jinn mythology. It's a wizard who makes the Jinn, who made the first Jinn.
Okay. We'll move on to Darian.
It's actually an acronym. The Joint Institute for Nuclear Reaction. It's I guess it's just kind of a large building in Moscow, Russia, that houses many scientists and fission specialists.
A building with people in it?
Yeah. One of those buildings.
All right.
Oh.
Aiden.
It's a title of a movie that's 10 hours of watching paint dry.
Oh, I've heard of that. I know that movie. I want to watch it.
That was mentioned in JRVP too.
It
I
was.
think.
Ryan.
Yeah, so this is, it was actually a manufacturer of street lamps.
Last but not least.
It's the Swedish word for green.
Why do we all keep going to Sweden?
No one knows anything about Sweden.
Except apparently the word for fish.
I've got to look up some articles that are genuinely Swedish at some point to make sense here.
Do we even know if it's real? Let's be honest.
Can you dive deeper into the mythology for me, please?
Yeah, so he lives in a cave, a very, very deep cave, and like you know the stories of people getting stuck in caves,
Yeah.
like super
Yeah.
deep rescues. Well, that happened in like the 1400s in the myth, and obviously the person couldn't get out. When the Jinner said, "I can help you get out, but it will cost you," and turned him into a spirit.
Is that all it would cost him?
His life? Yeah.
Okay.
That's it.
Just his life?
All price to pay.
I mean, Jinn are kind of interesting spirits where they're not like entirely spirits. They do have corporeal forms, but they are still technically dead.
Sorry. Corporeal form. I'm just imagining a wizard filling out paperwork.
I was thinking the same thing. Tell me more about the reactor. That
Well, it's
acronym.
it's an institution essentially. So it just houses specialists and scientists who work on discovering more about nuclear power and nuclear energy.
And what was the acronym? What did it stand for?
The Joint Institution of Nuclear Reaction.
Okay. Street lamp manufacturing.
Yeah, so actually, Jenner is an acronym in mine as well. Like I said, it's a street lamp manufacturer. The problem is that it's a French company, so the acronym is in French. So I don't know what it actually stands for. But this was when they were manufacturing gas street lamps. So this company kind of died out early 20th century.
Okay. I'm very interested in the movie where it is 10 hours of paint drying. So
Yeah.
is that just the entire movie?
It literally is.
Yes.
It was done in protest.
Yeah. Because they like if you submit a film to like a certain like festival or whatever, like people are forced to actually watch
Yeah.
it to rate it, and so they did this out of protest because they were mad at the people reviewing films, so they made them watch 10 hours of paint drying. I'm sorry that I just took your entire explanation.
Thank
Stole his
you.
thunder.
And it's just like the name literally is made up just because they're also pissed off with like these bougie indie names of movies. So they just like spammed the keyboard or the typewriter.
Like
Okay.
Mona Lisa.
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark.
Lisa's made up.
Is it the Swedish word for green?
No.
Okay, so is it the movie of 10 hours of paint drying?
No. Does exist though. You
It
can watch it
does.
if you want.
Do you know the name of the actual movie?
I don't.
I'm
I
gonna
can
look
easily
it up.
look
Okay,
up,
so then it has
though.
to be the Joint Institution for Nuclear. Yeah. Okay. I thought it was that. I had that as my third choice. I had very plausible for this one because there's no way you would make another thing up that's Swedish after all of this. And then that one just made sense. And
You know it can't be that.
You like
It makes sense.
explaining it for me really
Ryan,
helped.
Yeah.
Ryan, this is how I knew it wasn't yours. If it really was an acronym, you would have said it the first time I came to you.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, because he said acronym first, so you
That's
would
why I
have.
didn't say acronym. I saved that as a plausible follow-up detail. I mean, I was lying, but
That's how I knew.
really, another one.
Another one.
No, Brewers pitchers just keep getting injured.
Is it that classic
Okay.
Tommy John? Oh wait, no. Yeah, it is
Tommy Johns.
Tommy John's.
Tommy John surgery, yeah. It's when you tear your UCL.
Oh. It's also a kind of underwear.
What does that say?
Tommy John. Tommy Bahama.
What is it?
No, Tommy
Punk
Johns.
on Earth.
Is it? Oh,
Wait.
what's it called?
What
the?
Kunk on Earth.
Kunk on Earth.
I'm sorry, I didn't properly introduce this round, but I feel like that's a great start. Just all of us laughing on Earth.
What does this mean?
Okay. God, who do I start with?
Probably
I'm
not
so
God.
floored.
I mean,
God's
Kunk
not
on
great at
Earth.
responding.
You should just pick me because it's my article.
Okay, go
Okay.
for it.
This game's so easy.
So it's a series of satirical sci-fi comic books.
Okay.
Kunk on Earth.
So Kunk is the main character. He's
Okay.
an alien.
He's
and
on Earth.
he's trying to blend into human society in the future.
Okay.
Yeah, it's yeah.
Any like notable people involved in it? Like artists, writers?
No, it's written by like kind of a collection of people. Like it's
Okay.
one of these things that was like kind of mass produced back in like the late '60s, early '70s, where they had like a
Okay.
team of writers.
Okay.
So they all had pen names anyway, and I don't remember any of them.
Okay. Adrian?
So, Kunk on Earth is a TV show that is a kind of conspiracy, whether it was satirical or not, but it was the sequel to Son of Zorn. If you know what that show is.
No.
No.
Okay, well, never mind.
Okay.
Kunk on Earth is a comedy series that basically stars an alien who lands on Earth and goes by the name James Kunk. And that's about it.
Carl? I'm just trying to get through this thing.
Punk on Earth is a Swedish music festival.
Okay.
All right. Once again, Aiden's concerningly close.
Hell yeah!
Always am.
It is, but it's actually a British mockumentary of the American
Okay.
life.
How concerningly close was that?
He said a TV show.
Oh. That's less
Nice.
concerningly close.
Wasn't Darian's also a TV show?
And mine is
Mine was
Oh.
better.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
both concerningly close.
Yeah, everyone else is concerning.
the Star TV.
Yeah. Okay, Carl, yours is the only one that isn't fiction. So could you tell me more? Like, what style of music
his
is at
is
this
fiction.
festival?
This is real.
It's Ryan's
It's all real.
article.
I mean, yeah, it's also like the least interesting.
What? A Swedish music
Okay,
festival?
either
I'd just like to
sci-fi
point
or
out that in round
satire.
one, these
like,
theories did not work out. I picked Aiden's because his was boring and I was wrong. So.
So, Kunk on Earth, it's actually kind of a weird mistranslation that was made in the late 60s when the festival started. It's supposed to be Funk on Earth.
Oh. Yeah, strings and funk.
So it was a typo because the C is right below the F on the keyboard.
Yeah.
and they just misprinted
Fun.
everything.
Well, I mean, it's a translation error. It happens.
Okay.
And they never corrected it because it's a funny name.
You mean corrected it?
Yeah, corrected.
Okay. Okay. Tell me more about the mockumentary.
So, it is following this British investigator who's basically going around and mocking the American life and the American, like, how we do stuff. They're like, oh my gosh, the prices are so high. And the name really makes no sense except for the fact that the investigator's name is Philomeno Kunk.
John Kunk.
Hello, man.
Don't you mean Kilomeno Kunk?
No, but it's a PH.
Oh,
So
right.
yeah.
So that's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Tell me about the comic.
What do you want to know about it?
Everything.
Yeah, just
I've
like,
not read the comics.
Okay, well, did
Well,
you read
why
the
not?
article?
Do your due
You were
diligence.
supposed
Yeah.
to.
Little
Read
synopsis.
Every single.
Didn't there-
As
don't.
well as I said, it was a pretty short article, but like they were mass produced. So like
Okay.
it's one of these basically big corporations that makes a ton of just consumable media. And in those days, like these would be printed in newspapers. Sometimes they'd be sent out in books,
Dispatching
but
more.
they just have a team of writers, and they just take turns writing stories in this thing, and they just produce like several of these a week and just send them out. And they're very cheap, and people buy and read them. Obviously, this sort of thing doesn't exist anymore because now we have the internet for that. But
Right.
yeah, that's what this was. And it, as I said, it was kind of mocking the sci-fi genre, but it's also very much sci-fi. The main character is an alien trying to blend in on Earth.
Okay. Now I do happen to know that the main character of this show is named Philomena Kunk, and it's just general world history, but I am gonna say comic sci-fi because that was the most realistic.
You are wrong.
I know.
He said it was his article.
I know.
I just had to be confident, guys. I'm on the board.
I've seen that show.
Yeah.
I've seen that show.
Keep guessing.
Okay. Is it about an alien?
No.
Okay. I know it's not a Swedish festival.
How do you know that?
Because I know every Swedish music festival.
No, you don't.
Because you know.
Making a Swedish music festival, you wouldn't call it Kunk on Earth.
It was a translation error. Funk on Earth is a very valid name for a Swedish music festival.
Okay, the mockumentary?
Yeah.
Cool.
I think I mispronounced her name. No, Philomena.
It is Philomena Kunk.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, all right. That was round one or game one, I guess, of 4 of these people are lying. We will see you next
We
time.
have a 2-way tie between me and Aiden.
Oh, I didn't ask.
Oh, that's not true. I said it.
Dang.
So
okay.
much hostility in this round.